Hi, this is Jim Zhang with Full Capital, and I'm here with Matthew.Roth and Jonathan.Ochstein of Markets and Millichap, and we're here to talk about a new deal. Um, let's maybe kick it off with give us your background, both of you guys, and then maybe talk about what group you're with at Markets and Millichap. I'll let Matthew go first.
Thanks, James. Yeah, so my name is Matthew.Roth. I'm with Blow & Hoover Multifamily Group at Marcus & Millichap. I joined the team in the summer of 2020. I handled all of DFW in the Metroplex, 76 units and up, and I specialize in 1978 vintage and older. So a lot of those older 60s, 70s niche buyers, those are going to be kind of my clientele base and helping them cycle into my partner who handles 80s and newer.
All right, Jonathan.
Yeah, happy to be here. Similar story to Matthew. Joined in September of 2020. Started on the 75 and under team in Tarrant County, and since have transitioned over to the 76 and larger in DFW, mainly focusing on 80s vintage and newer.
All right, perfect. So we'll jump into this deal. So Woods of Haltom City, Texas. So maybe Jonathan, kick us off with where does this deal sit, and sort of tell us about the submarket there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's in Haltom City, Texas, which is just a little northeast of Fort Worth, about 10, 15 minutes away from in-town Fort Worth. 89 units there, just north of 121. Has a medium household income within 3 miles of, north of 50,000. Great school districts, not too far away from DFW Airport. Has a phenomenal retail presence over there as well. And like I said, it's got direct access to several highways within that bring you access throughout DFW.
Okay, great. Yeah, we financed multiple deals in this little submarket. You guys had a deal over near Diamond Oaks called Diamond Lock that we just financed, and then some of the rent comps we've even financed. So good little submarket over here. So maybe get into this specific property and tell us some of the characteristics on this property.
Sure, yeah, so I can take that one. The owners came into this in October of 2019, and they found that there was actually a few years of deferred maintenance on it. So they went in, redid a lot of the sewer lines as it is cast iron. They wanted to go ahead and take care of those before they became real problems. The boiler system, they replaced all of that piping as well. The laundry room, they completely blew out and redid. The back part of the laundry room in the boiler room, they actually went through and completely redid all of the venting in there. So there's no clogs. It's all running efficiently. And the tenants really seem to like the amenities that they've gone ahead and shaped up. In the units as well, they've replaced a lot of the windows to solar windows, put the solar screens on as an all bills paid property. Very effective in mitigating that cost. Just I'm sure as a lot of all bills paid owners would like to do, bring down that expense. And they've also worked a lot on the HVACs. It is an individual HVAC property, which is great. Definitely avoiding those chiller headaches. However, they have gone in and replaced about 5 to 6 a year. So a new owner, put in your reserves, maybe 5 or 6, just to keep those going, especially in the hot Texas summers. But they've definitely done a great job utilizing their CapEx budget, a little over $500,000, and have turned this property into something that the next buyer can bring to the platinum level.
All right. Talk about the unit mix and sort of what they've done on the interiors of the units.
Sure. So the unit mix, as you see on the screen there, it's a pretty good mix of 1s, 2s, and 3s. It is very family oriented. The property is actually nestled right in mainly a single family home location. There's not a lot of multifamily competition right on top of you. So it really panders to a lot of those that would work in the industrial parks just to the northeast, as well as a lot of the restaurants and retail over in Haltom City. So what they went ahead and gone in, they've got about 3 levels right now. They're what they call the classic, as we all call the classic. They've got their mid-level, and then they've done 3 units at the platinum. So they've gone in on the platinum, did very nice Formica countertops, deep double-sided sinks with the gooseneck faucet, custom tile backsplashes, framed the mirrors in the bathrooms, new vanities, ceramic tile splashes for the tubs itself, fans, 2-inch focal lines, and all the units have plank wood flooring. So they've been achieving actually on those 3 units $250 rent bumps. And then they've also gone in and implemented first floor yards on a few of the units to test them out at $50. and they all got scooped up. So some of those units are actually achieving upwards of $300 premium. So as you see, going in there, it is a proven blueprint concept. The new owner won't really have to guess what will work and what won't here. They can go in, continue this program, and really benefit on their income.
So just correct me if I'm wrong here, Matthew. They put in about $6,500 per those 3 platinum units.
Correct. Yeah. So it's about $6,500 they've put in per door, and they're averaging about $240 premium. So it's, I think, a little over 40% return on their costs just on the unit enhancements alone.
All right. And then in terms of CapEx, so I noticed the roof was recently redone in 2018, so that's good. Any exterior or amenities that you would recommend for a new buyer on this deal?
Absolutely. There's a large grass area right in between some of the buildings and the boiler laundry room that they recently redid. Yeah, you're pointing right to it right there. I think with that tree coverage and that big grass area, fence it in, put in a pet park. They already allow pets. However, once you have that pet park in, it's fairly cheap to introduce. Now you can advertise that you have a pet park, driving more of that pet tenant traffic to your property, and maybe even bump up what you're charging for the pet rent and just help get that supplemental income.
Okay, so interior upgrades, bring it up to sort of the premium. And so you guys have about a premium of about $250 per door once you do that. We put some comps here on the right-hand side. Any comps that you would say are sort of your main competitors to this deal?
I would go ahead and add that Springdale is a very comparable property, similar vintage, similar square footage as well, exterior included. I would say that our interior upgrade program is a lot more extensive than what they have over there. But in terms of direct comps, Springfield and the Oaks at Jane Lane, I think would be the top 2.
Top 2 comps. Okay. All right. So come in, do the upgrades on the interior units, and then maybe let's go through the pro forma for people. Once they're able to upgrade these units, and it might take a year or 2 to do all the upgrades for all these units, where do you think you take the rents or rental income from where it is today?
Yeah, so as you saw on that last slide, we snowball it. I mean, it's not realistic to say, hey, you're going to come in and do all 86 units, in the first few months. So we're going in doing 4 units a month, and you're going to see that rolling premium continue to increase. So where it is today, like I said, average about $240 premiums is what we're underwriting, because that's what they're achieving. So it's a proven concept. So I think you're going to be able to absolutely hit those revenue pro forma numbers, if not possibly even north of it, because of the solid tenant base that they've worked so hard to get in there and are able to pay those premiums.
All right. So let's walk through so the income, a lot of it's going to come from the unit enhancement income from the interiors. So your effective income will go for about 1.1 to about 1.5 million by year 2, year 3, 1.6 million. And then anything on the expenses that, the current ownership to new ownership, you think you would change?
Really, they're operating it at a very solid pace. They've already done water conservation, so they've done what they could to try to skinny out that expense. The gas lines, repairing those help skinny out that expense. Really, taxes, I would say, I always recommend Cantrell McCullough. They litigate like crazy for all the DFW properties. I believe that's who these owners currently use as well. They've done a phenomenal job helping to skinny out that tax expense. So that's really where I see the expenses going, is just, I believe it's 2 or 3% bumps per year that we've underwritten. And that's also based off the historical from this ownership. They've been right on par of that 2-3% bump.
Okay. And then we put in a 4% management fee here. Who's managing the property now for the owners?
This is currently Wayner, and on this property, they've done a phenomenal job. Again, when they came onto the property, I don't believe it was Wayner. There was some deferred maintenance. The owner sat down with Wayner. They created a game plan. They got the deferred maintenance out of there, filled it up with solid tenants that are able to pay. They screened them very well. So I think moving forward, Wayner has the blueprint, just like I said, that a new owner would have. continue the game plan here and reap those benefits because I think the income is really going to continue to go north. And if they do go to sell on the back end, they should get a very nice pop.
All right. And then do we have a whisper price on this deal?
Yeah, so we're whispering between 110 and 115 a door, and that's going to be free and clear. There is currently a note in place. I believe it's Fannie fixed at 4.41%. There's no IO remaining, and there's 10 years left on the term. That one, if you were to assume that loan, is going to whisper right around 95 to 100K a door. And that one I think is advantageous if it's a long-term owner that can wait out those 10 years and then it's a free and clear property. I mean, the valuation just shoots up once the note expires. But for most owners, I just think that this one is going to be that typical 3 to 5 year value add player that needs a little bit more flexibility. So new debt would be the way to go. But at the end of the day, whatever works best for the buyer, make it happen.
All right. So $10 million whisper. So we looked at it 3 different ways. So we have Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac SBL, and then bridge loans. So Fannie and Freddie actually are right around 6'1" to 6'3". And, that's going to be, you could either do a fixed with a yield maintenance at a lower rate, like maybe 375 to 4, or you could do a Freddie SBL with a step down. So that'll probably be just north of 4% on your rate on Freddie Mac SBL. And then the other option, if you wanted a little bit more leverage, a little bit more rehab dollars. So we're looking anywhere from 75 to 80% of the purchase price on a non-recourse bridge. And then, the rehab would be rolled in as well. So most of these deals are right around 3.5 to 375 on the spread. And so your all-in rate right now is going to be in that 375 to 4% range. And that'll give you, it's usually 3 + 1 + 1. So 3 years on the initial term and then 2 one-year extensions with a 1% prepay. So depending on what your business plan is, you can either do non-recourse Fannie Freddie or a non-recourse bridge on this particular deal. So here's some of the lender underwriting from Fannie Mae. So they're going to look at T3 net rental. They're going to look at T12 other income, and then essentially pro forma expenses with the exception of utilities. Everything else is going to be pretty much your pro forma. And so this is how they underwrote the deal. So you can compare to your underwriting there just on an in-place basis. So this doesn't assume any other changes to your pro forma income based off of the upgrades. This is just based off the in-place that the current seller has running on the property. So have you guys set, I know this deal just came out, have you set a call for offers date, or are you just taking offers? Okay.
Taking offers as they come, but we will have a call for offers date official, just running tours the next couple of weeks. So feel free to reach out to us.
All right.
And we will definitely keep everyone in the loop on that call for offers date. But for a deal right now in DFW that tax adjusted at 85% is a 5 cap and equity multiple above a 3. I hope it makes it to call for offers. It also could be preempted. So definitely excited to see where the market shakes out.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Any final words here on this deal before we let you guys go?
No. Austin, do you have anything?
No.
All right.
I would say call either of us and let's get you out there for a tour and get your offers in. It's definitely going to be a good one. Make a lot of money on it. So let's make it happen.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, James.
Bye-bye.